Hopefully I can use brown in a couple other parts. Yeah, that's a bit better. Let me try some more of that. skin here. I started with Shadow Flash. Oops, this camera's a little better for it. I started with Shadow Flash, but I did not like how pink it is, because like I've been doing a bunch of Skaven recently, and they are so pink. Shadow Flash is a little pink for my taste for what I'm trying to do here, so I just added some dark umber to it to kill some of the warmth in there. I tried to add green to it at first to try and, you know, green, red, make brown type dealer, but it just kind of looked like vomit, so I didn't do that. The green too quickly like overpowers it, so brown it is. Oh. Of course, the Shadow Flash keeps invading my mix, so I have to keep making more. That's okay. That's actually a little too pink. No. There we go. Gonna get a second coat on here. I'm debating on getting like, is it worth it? Sure. It's like a cut in the leather top. This is a very small miniature. It's been a while since I painted something this scale. I can't remember if these are 25 or 28 millimeter scale, but they're real small. I decided to start with the skin because the skin is definitely the hardest part to reach, so my mistakes aren't going to hit nearly as hard. Probably won't take too long to paint this girl. Let's see if I can achieve like just a very slightly warm but like really pale skin tone. I've never tried pale before. Hopefully it doesn't take another third coat on the skin, jeez. That's the problem with like flesh tones and stuff sometimes, is especially if you're working off of black primers, it just takes so many layers to get started. So like if you're gonna airbrush anything, just airbrush all the skin and then do everything else by regular brush. But I do not have it set up to airbrush on stream, so doing it by hand. Oh my goodness, she has a whole other arm. It is common. People have two arms. Dang it. painting this first, I can just splotch it in all the corners and stuff. So like the bits of skin that are like in between the hairs on the back of your neck and there, like when I go to paint the hair, the skin color will still be like back in there, so I'll have to go and add it in later, because that would be impossible. Gotta have different tactics for these smaller ones. So is her whole arm covered? I think it is. Looks like it. Base coating's never the fun part. It's always playing with the highlights and shadows that's the fun part. But you can't get there without nice, opaque base coats. So we gotta get there. Nice. Sometimes it's hard to read what the sculpt is actually doing. It's like, there's this plate thing. Like a van brace, I don't know. But the one side of it doesn't actually have a side, it just like melts in with the hand. So you just have to draw your own line of where the van brace thing starts and stops. Let dry for a second. So you can see this, the skin is just a little bit browner than, like, it's not as pink as this shadow flesh straight out the pot, which is good. That's what we're going for. And it still has warmth in it anyways, and we can always glaze in, like if it really doesn't look human warmth enough, I can always glaze in some shadow flesh in the shadows or something until it looks good enough, or something like that. Does that come up on camera? I don't even know. Oh, it sounds like the real Glob Cat just walked in the room. It's hard to get under this loot. Can you even see that part of the hand from anywhere? Sometimes you get to see how important it actually is to paint apart, because like if you literally can't see it unless you twist it upside down and look like, yeah, it might not matter so much when it's in a display case or something. Okay, does anywhere need another coat? Probably the face, especially the cheek. Might not come up on camera, but the cheek almost looks green. That's okay. whole heckin' lot of coats of paint before it starts developing texture, as long as you have it thinned down properly. Okay, I think this coat might be it. At least for the face and the chest. So that coverage looks a lot better. I didn't do the hand on top though. My genius knows no bounds. God, it's going on like a contrast paint. I thought water like made it to my paint because it was a little bit thinner than I was expecting. We're good, we're good. False alarm. Is she wearing a ring? Chat, is that a ring? Or just the sculpt? I can't tell. I think it might be the sculpt. The legs look pretty decent coverage wise. But since I have the color mix, I might as well just be double sure. I think coverage wise we might be good. I know this back of the ear still doesn't quite have enough, but man, who's gonna sit there and stare at the back of her ear? Oh, and her back. I can't keep forgetting her back exists. She's kind of jacked, not gonna lie. Got big back muscles. Perfectly okay to be messy in these steps. The fancy fine precision brush control is for later. Cool. I don't think I'm missing any skin. Let's do one more pass just to make sure there's no skin missing, because the rest of her chest is covered by that leather vest thing. Then she has this dress. There's no skin invisible in between all of her little bangles. So I can probably just paint those directly. Hello. It's okay. It's almost Friday. You heard nothing? Because like sometimes when there's like a bunch of bangles like this, like you see she's wearing like 4 things on her wrist, like you could just slather the whole thing on what you think the color underneath is going to be, but these are really tight together, so I don't even think that would have a lot of benefit. So I might just skip it. Her hand pretty good. Sorry for taking so long on this stuff. I just finished a piece for the Squidmar Open, and I kept missing so many things, like spots of skin. I had to keep going back and like remixing all of my skin colors again. What a pain. Just slather one more on her back. And we should be good. Now highlight wise, where do I want to go? I'm gonna mix a bunch of the starting skin color. Oh, I got those ratios right the first time. That's pretty cool. So starting skin color and tan flesh might not be bad because like it's pretty neutral. Maybe it has the tiniest amount of red in it, but it's really not much. That's a decent jump up. Oh, is it? Oh no, Sam. How about that? Does that sound any better? Okay. I was messing with the audio for a while, like making little recordings and listening to them back. But... oh, the chat's coming up in the top left. But your name is... oh god. Can't read that at all. Let's start with her face. There we go, we're working up real slow. There's just a teeny tiny nose. Hey, Globcat. What you up to? She wants to join the stream. Okay. I have like no experience with faces, but we're gonna try. No, it was just like throwing yourself at my chair. Oh, where'd you go? I really gotta set up a little bed for her. I think that would be huge. Massive, even. Okay, so that's not a bad start. The skin stuff is going to take a lot of passes just to get the right opacity with the way these colors are going. She kind of looks like a goblin in the camera. Let's not worry about that. Okay, second pass is always faster. What's her name? I put it in the stream description. It's something wonky. Oh yeah, I had to restart my computer 17 times. Something Heather Lady Elf. I don't know. Yeah. Ryelle Rainheather. Looks kind of evil without her eyes painted. I'll work on that. I'll probably glaze back these a lot. This is maybe a little too much coverage on this first pass. Can't forget that he is. His forehead just doesn't get covered. It's because she got that 5 head. Skin sure takes a while, doesn't it? Her mouth don't look right. Yee. Okay, let's run the rest of her skin, see if it stops looking weird. Her neck, I can probably get away with just doing a single highlight in there. Oh, this is tougher than I thought. definition in there. Get in the back of his hand. Oh, 6 p.m. Let's check on Squidmar. Let that load. Let me get this back. Who knows his -1 days? We arrived. I'll have to check my registration later. And the eyes are going to be rough. We're going to give it a shot. Disregard that she kind of looks like a ghoul right now. I promise it'll be fixed. Maybe. I have to do a lot of glazing with these colors. I'm just using colors that are making these crazy harsh lines. Let me do a second pass on this arm. What is in focus? Oops. Can't win them all. I'm gonna get our leggies, but I gotta mix more of this color. What do we got? We got shadow flesh, poo poo, some brown, shadow flesh. That's right. Let's see. Where do we want the light source? Probably like that. So I'll just do them on front. Your leg kind of has some muscle definition, so maybe I'll respect that. I'll blend this all later, of course. Right now the placement is what matters. Just making all the decisions and then we'll make it look nice and clean later. Whoops. Yeah, now she looks jacked. That's cool. Boop. Right there. Okay. Yeah, look, she's absolutely jacked. I'll get a little more back here. Even though no one's really gonna see this part, just so it's a tiny bit of definition. One more leggy, which this one's kind of standing back, so we probably won't go as high with the highlights on this leg compared to the other one, but we're definitely gonna go at least this far. So there's a thing on the side of her leg visible. I'll just leave it. So let me think. Again, don't look at her face too long. It's very ghoulish. Because her eyes aren't painted yet. So let me try stepping up a little bit more. See how that looks. So the light's kind of coming from here, so it's going to be kind of like a Rembrandt thing of like this side of her face is lit and the side's kind of in shadow. So we'll see what we can do. Oops. No! I got a little stray hair in my brush. So we're gonna go with this bright color. We're gonna go kind of far in this side of her face, but over here we're just gonna go like halfway. Oh man, the glazing work is gonna take forever now. I'm gonna get these freaky eyebrows. My lips are looking pretty weird. Since it's really popping off on here, let me check my Squidmar boy. Oh dear God. Can't spell. Ooh, it's in there. My entry is in there. You can kind of see what the, oh man, maybe not. I get those fun ears, make sure they stand out. Yeah, I might leave it like that. Oh, it's gonna take so much glazing later. Glazing, bro. I feel like that's gonna be my priority for getting new paints is base colors. Because mixing for highlights I don't mind too much, but man, remixing the base color every single time and adding highlight to it, that's kind of a pain. Stop painting my brush. Bright shiny shoulder. Super defined forearms. Man, not a busy day out there today, huh? It's alright, we're getting some painting done. Killing the backlog. All this stuff will pop out way better once I paint all the bits and bobs around the skin. Like her hand I made a little too bright. I'm gonna start glazing that back. Her back I don't want to make too much brighter. Maybe I'll just stop at this color. Like that. Let's see if I can get this little shoulder, because maybe it'll get just the tiniest bit of light. Actually, I think they did it. Cool. I like things that don't take a lot of effort. So let's go brighter. We're almost up to tan flesh. This brush needs some love. Looking like something. Oh god, I can't really look so bad. Maybe I should do the eyes now so they're not haunting me. Oh, actually, I already dark umber. Totally didn't mess that up. God, it looks so much worse on camera. I think I need to toss the straight tan flush in there. I think that'll help a lot. The brush would cooperate. Let me clean my brush with soap real quick. It's not cooperating. See if that works a little better. Maybe. I lost track where it was in the highlight hierarchy, but so I get distracted spending so much time on the face. face is heckin' bright and shiny on the one side. Where's the focus? She is gonna be pretty pale. What do you think? I really haven't done just regular people. It's kind of difficult. And lens monkey. Let me try and thinking about her eyes, because I started with brown because it's always nice to have kind of a dark in between like a bunch of brights, but I don't want to put white in there, so I'm thinking maybe a gray or like even like a really, I don't know if I have a cool light gray. I guess this is kind of cold. We'll see. Mrs. Plyer, happy to see you again. We're out here trying our best. Yeah, we're painting up this elf bard. Her face doesn't come up too good on camera. Like, she really looks like a ghoul, kind of. In person, it looks way better, I promise. But yeah, we're just working on her skin right now. This is the one I got from ReaperCon in the class. So, like, there's some, like, random colors on her skirt, which aren't going to stay. But we're just trying to get her skin. I was trying to go for a less warm skin tone. Because all my rats had, like, super warm skin. So I was trying to go for a little more desaturated one. And yeah, the kitty pictures. Okay, this is a pretty cool gray. Let's see. Ugh. my god, it already dried. How many other lady minis have you painted again? 0. This is a first. Like finished? Yeah, like 0. I thought I'd try something different because I've never painted anything about like this. One eye is a little different than the other. Oh, the eyes are sculpted different. That's why they're like that. I was like, why aren't these eyes going on quite the same? Because they're not the same. So if I take... some of my original skin tone, because like, you can kind of see on the left eye I missed just a little bit, like there's a little point coming out the bottom of it. So I'm just going to try and get in there and clean that up before I do the next step. There, you can even see your eyes are painted from kind of far away. Am I glad to have the rat ogre finished up? Absolutely. He probably took 20 hours. Maybe 20, maybe more. I don't know. He took a while. I mean, I painted him for a while in our little painting sessions as a crew. Oh, her eyes do not look the same. I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, that looks a lot better. What color eyes should she have, chat? We got all kinds of options. I haven't picked a color scheme for anything. I just started painting today. I don't know what color her hair is going to be, or the skirt, or the loot will probably be some kind of brown. Her shirt will probably be white. I'll probably do a white shirt, because white's kind of crazy to paint. Lilac. Kind of like this one? That kind of color? Sorry if it's not coming up too good. Maybe better in this camera. Magical colored eyes. At least something that stands out purpley. Like, I have this more intense purple. Like, it's a little more saturated, but it's a little darker. We'll try this. Purple eyes it is. I don't know what, oh, watch how wavy the camera gets. Yeah, I got a little paint shaker because these ones don't come with mixing balls. They're kind of hard to mix sometimes. Okay, purpley eyes. Believe it or not, for the first time forever, I am going to break out a smaller brush. I've been using this guy this whole time. For these, I'll use this guy. Now we're getting real wild up in here. Oh, jeez. Oh, this brush is filthy. Sorry, just let me clean it real quick. anti-small brush because I like painting fast, because painting fast is way more fun. And also when you have more paint on your brush, it gives you more options, especially like when you're coating and layering and stuff, and it doesn't dry as fast on your brush, which is nice to prevent like texture and things like that. But some, like going for a smaller brush should only be if it's like limiting your ability to do a thing. In this case, the other brush I could not do these eyes with. I don't even know if I can do them with this one, but I'm gonna try. Okay. I don't know if you can. Might not come up on camera. Okay. Is camera? It's haunting your dreams. I don't know if you can see the purple on there. I just got the new camera in today though. The lens comes in tomorrow, but once that's in, you'll be able to see much more clearly like these really, really ridiculously small things. But fun fact about painting eyes, or not fun fact, but one of the teachers at ReaperCon taught a fun trick where when you're painting eyes, it's really easy because like you paint this eye, you want to hold it like this. You paint the other eye, you want to hold it like that so you can get it better. But that almost always results in their eyes going like, you know, so if you keep the model like whatever direction you want her to be want them to be looking, just keep it that direction, and then just paint both eyes from that perspective, and it makes it a lot easier to make them face the exact same direction. Don't like rotate it when you're switching eyes. They look cool. This looks like a Targaryen. Maybe I'll do a Targaryen elf. Hands are sweaty. Hydration is key. Okay, so her eyes are done. I'm gonna go brighter on her leg for the skin. Whoops. Next time using the... That's huge. What's huge? Hydration? Cousin husband. I should figure out that leg. Let me switch off baby brush and go back to big brush. Know your eye tip. Oh, for painting the eye? I don't have a smaller brush on me. I'd have to dig through that roll I gave you guys. But it's really important to have like dark around the eyes, because like if it's like bright skin right next to, you know, almost white iris or whatever, sclera, that's what it's called. Just don't look right. You guys, who? The only two people watching my stream, that's who. I want to work on glazing back some of the parts of her skin. Oops, I got straight brown in there. Would it ever be tactical to use a needle? Yeah, people do that. People use toothpicks and needles, and or that one person I sent you that had she uses a syringe for all of her painting. Oh my goodness, what have I done in here? Here, let me take this out here. So some of these lines are pretty harsh, like on her elbow there. So I'll just like try and work on glazing that back. Tactical painting. Skin is really tough to do. Did you know Sam is going to be painting a squirrel next? Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, let's walk back some of her bright face. Probably some dummy. Yeah, you're right. The squirrels did arrive. So we got a few squirrels. Here, I'll show you. You would be severely disappointed at the amount of miniatures I have hiding under this desk. So first of all, the only non-squirrel thing in there is this. It's like a little chest with 2 bags of chestnuts. It was like an extra thing for doing the Kickstarter for him. Some French dude in France hand sculpted and hand casted these, which is cool. This is the one Sam's gonna paint. It's like a shaman squirrel. So the shaman's like, you can see the knees and like floating on the tail or standing on the tail. Got that big bird skull. Pretty swanky. And it's nice because they got like a border on the robe, so you can do like a 2-tone robe. But that's a fun one. Oh my god. Alright, that went somewhere. That, I don't know where that went. I will find Sam's squirrel later. Absolutely launched. Just like my Vallejo white paint is somewhere in the corner because I launched it. I got like an axe wielding squirrel. It's looking all angry. Sorry for looking at my cuticles this whole time. Got like a mace and shield squirrel with like a medieval... I forgot the name of these things. It's not a coif. I don't know what it is, but he's pretty cool. And then you got spear squirrel. Squirrel with a spear. Amazing. And a Samwise Gamgee backpack. Probably this one. because he has like all this like scale mail, which I think would be pretty fun to try and paint. I've seen people do like iridescent things with scale mail, so like there's like blues, greens, purples, and stuff all mixed in with it. But I'm not sure what I'll try and do yet. He's got like a crossbow and like a big hammer and a nice fun cape. Fur would be challenging. No, when something's like super textured like this, it's very easy. It's things like this that are like big smooth surfaces that are like really hard to make look okay. But when you have something textured like this, like you just use a fat brush like this, like you can see fat, and like whatever base color you're gonna want. So like say brown, I don't know, and just like load up the whole thing, get it covered something, and then whatever you want to use to start working up your highlights, you get a brush like this, and you just dry brush it on. So like you would get some of your paint over here, wipe most of it off on a paper towel, so there's just a little bit of paint left in the bristles, and you just go like boop, 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 boop. And the paint will only be left on the highest points, so the darker base tone you had will be like, you know, still down in there. So it's a much easier way to paint ridiculously textured surfaces like this. You could even do it for like the scale mail up here in front if you wanted to, but you know, I want to be wild and get crazy with the painting. Anyways, and the last one, well, second to last one, was this like archer one, which I thought was kind of fun because she has like her tail braided, which I thought was like fun squirrel lore that they decided to try and do. So yeah, squirrel tail styling. It's a whole new world. No, it's not using one eyelash to... That would take forever. You can do it. And like there are advantages to doing it, you know, one little brush stroke at a time. Like if you want to really control where the highlights are, like this tail curves, for example. So here, up here would be nice and bright, but then in here you wouldn't, you know, this is kind of like in shadow of the tail itself. So you wouldn't make this as bright, but then you make this bright again because it's out in the open, and then dark again down here. And you can still do that with a dry brush, you just don't have as much control, of course. Do you imagine they all speak French? The squirrels? Probably. Why wouldn't they? I think it's globally understood that squirrels speak French. And the last one was the only one that came in two pieces. Oh god, you can't see it through the bag. It's an archer squirrel. And she's in this like standing shooting pose with like massive muscles, like she's absolutely jacked. And yeah, got a bow, as if like she just fired a shot. So that's fun. French-speaking archer squirrel. Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to have like more fun things to paint, because all the Skaven Tide and whatnot stuff is pretty grim. Okay. Goodness, we were glazing. Okay. I do have one bust that doesn't have arms. Or maybe it has one arm, I don't know. If you're into the whole no arms thing. Well, let me think. Let me glaze this back a little bit. Glaze that back. gonna take a lot of glaze to get this skin working back. Skin takes ages. Sam, you breaking stuff down there? She's so much smaller than Mr. Ogre. No kidding. That's why I chose her. Like, let me get the big ogre. Size comparison. Just a little bit smaller. Okay, I can't even get them both in frame. But yeah, I mean, this guy's 32mm scale, and he's, you know, a monstrous thing. So he's meant to be larger anyways. So larger scale and huge. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, right. Mwah. Mwah. I'll leave this guy off to the side here to hang out. He'll watch my paint for me. Soil base. Oh, thank you. Yeah, alright, now I gotta show it. Yeah, you'll notice the shadow on there, like the stuff in the middle is darker. It's not because the camera or the lighting. I actually made all the sand underneath him darker on purpose to try and, like, you know, pretend there's a shadow there. And I extended it out underneath his arm here too. So the only parts of the sand that are actually in sunlight are up here in the front, in the back, and then over here in the back. So yeah, kind of fun. I just, it was pretty easy to do. I just took black wash and just, like, slapped it all where I wanted the shadow, and then it looked kind of harsh at first, so I took some of the brighter colors that I had in here and painted like a couple rocks at the edge of the shadow to try and like blend like shadow and then bright rocks together a bit, because, like, you know, real shadows are pretty fuzzy depending on the light source, I guess, but real shadows are pretty fuzzy usually, so I tried to make them look a little fuzzier by blending the transition between the two. It's still kind of a harsh line here, but, you know, what are you gonna do? But back here it's pretty well blended, closer to that rock. Yeah, lighting is super important just because they're so small. Like, when you're making things that are, like, you know, statue sized, like, they're just huge. Like, they react to lighting as, you know, people expect, and they look interesting because of their shapes on their own. But these guys being so small, like, you just have to exaggerate things for it to look equally as interesting as a larger thing that doesn't have any highlighting on it. Yeah. Put this guy back to work. Watch the paint. He's literally watching paint dry. So her face is getting a little smoother. Yeah. Someone's got to guard the paint palette. How do you think I make sure my paints don't dry out? Man, she looks ghoulish in the cameras. I'm looking at OBS right now. She looks horrible in there. Like I said, new camera. Hopefully I'll have it. Well, I don't have the lens, so I guess I can't do anything. But Hopefully the lens comes tomorrow and I can get that set up. These leggies though. It's kind of a sin to glaze brighter colors, but this is the little fun quick model to do after the competition piece. So I'm just gonna try. Oops. Oh, I'm really in the wrong direction. That was stupid. That was too arrogant. I flew too close to the sun. So she has nice definition in her legs and stuff, so I'm trying to maintain it, but it's like you can see the separation between the hamstring and the quad there. But if you get it wrong, it looks kind of stupid. So you gotta be careful. Looking ghoulish in harsh light is so relatable. No kidding. I might try and do some makeup. I'm not sure what would look good though. Probably just like a really subtle pastel kind of lipstick or something, and I don't think I can get her eyes are pretty wide open. She's very alert. I don't know if I can get any eyeshadow meaningfully in there. I guess there's a little on the sides I could do, but she's incredibly alert. Her little instrument. Yeah, probably just a normal wooden color. But because her skin is kind of, I want it to contrast at least a little bit with her skin. Like I don't want it to be that color. So I might do it either a much darker wood or a much brighter wood. Probably darker. Yeah, darker might look good because the strings are going to be, I'm going to do them like little non-metallic metal, so I'm going to try and make them like shine. Like right here in the middle, it'll be like the shiniest. And I guess up here, those two glints on the strings. So the darker wood would probably contrast better against that. The tiniest winged eyeliner. Can't even do it on my own life-size eyes. I'll see what I can do. She does have eyelids. I do see them. But that might be a tough call. Let me do one more glaze. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream pretty soon here, because I like food. Let me see. Let me glaze this in a little bit. Okay, it's starting to look pretty blendy between those legs. But one more ought to look pretty good. Not gonna lie, this is almost more time consuming than non-metallic metal. Just doing this glazing back and forth to get it to look right. Food, what you eating? I'm eating pizza. Sam is ringing the dinner bell. I did start her today. I mean, like, you can see this like zenithal highlight. Like, she was prime black, and then the teacher just like took a white, like if you like, it's perfectly white if you look at it from like top down. Just took like a can of spray paint, just went like from top down. And if you look at it from the bottom, it's like all black. Just to like bring more definition to it and make it a little easier to pick stuff out, because it doesn't really matter for how we're painting her, but if we wanted to use like these speed paints, you pretty much have to prep the miniature like this to use these. But these are fun. Next time you're over, we'll have to try out some of these. Oh yes, Slaughter Red. I got fun colors. I got Purple Swarm. That one turns out pretty good. Got a glaze. Skin is brutal. Who designed skin? She has those back muscles too. I don't think I put the highest highlight on her shoulder. Let me just add that in. Whoops. That was kind of weird. Hopefully it dries okay. And then get these last little fingers up here. I don't know, I wonder what the heaviest, like, Bard era music is. And her legs do not look okay. But what are you gonna do? I have no idea what color to do her hair. Because her hair is probably the easiest next thing to do, because it's kind of out of the way of the rest of the stuff. Yeah, it doesn't really block anything else to paint. Little ear tips. Ooh. Does it take so long to blend? Oh, she does. I actually didn't even notice that. Thank you for pointing that out. A little braided crown. Oops. Oh, it's gonna take so much blending. Always here for you, Globcat. Thank you for the support, Mrs. Plier. Have you seen Markiplier's new video? The spooky game? It's not 3 spooky games, but it's 1 spooky game. Hope that's good enough. Of course you have. Why'd I even ask? Why'd I even ask? I know, every time he's just there. Even with the poo-poo graphics, it was still pretty spooky. I'm just trying to glaze because these lines came out very harsh. Although this might be a little bit thicker than a glaze. Let's see what we can do. Okay. I'm trying to capture her because like it's very subtle in the sculpt, but her knee and her quad are different or distinct on this side too. So I'm trying to make sure they show. But it just kind of looks like she has two knees. What are you gonna do? Her leg looks decent on that side. I see the shadow between the quad and the knee. Yeah. Like I said, once I get the new camera set up, it's gonna look pretty dank. Her skin looks pretty decent so far. Like I said, it's kind of like a Rembrandt thing going on here with this side super lit and this side kind of in shadow, but you know, the sculptor obviously knew what they were doing. They had the head twisted and stuff, so it would do that on purpose to make it a little more interesting to paint. Ooh, let me glaze that back. Because I made a mistake here earlier. Okay, that looks a lot better. It's very slow, you might not even be able to see it in the camera, but it's working. Charskuro? Charskuro. I do not know what that is. I am uncultured swine. But I'm decently happy with her skin. That's not too bad for one session's work, you know? Once all the other stuff on is in, it'll look a lot more normal. It's kind of like a golden skin tone. I guess there's not really yellow in it, but it kind of looks yellow. Dark and light juxtaposition. Oh yeah, there are definitely some people who paint like super ham like that, like the synth wave and like Tron style painters, where it's like bright pink, neon pink, and then black, and then yeah, Mediterranean, like almost like an olive skin tone. I guess yeah, that makes more sense. Which I guess it makes sense that I ended up that way because I started with like a mix of that dark brown was in there, and maybe that. Is there green in this brown? I don't think so. Because I feel like green would have kind of got me closer to Mediterranean, but oh well. Any Hoosers though, I'm gonna go eat some dank food. I will keep working on this tomorrow. Should be able to make pretty darn good progress tomorrow because I got 3-hour time slot tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do the hair next if I can decide what color I actually want to do the hair. Maybe she is Targaryen. Brother, you can't take my armies. But anyways, thank you for joining the stream. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share. What do these people do? I am streaming tomorrow. I do have my schedule on Twitch now because I'm so official. I have it set for 8 tomorrow morning, but I might push that back to 9 because 8's pretty... That sucks. So I might push it back to 9 because I like sleeping in. So yeah, I'll update that. But yeah, I'll probably start at 9 tomorrow. Friday. Oh my god, it is. Dang it. So yeah, maybe I will have the camera set up by Saturday then. So yeah, I'll stream on Saturday at 9 a.m. That's what I'll do. Anyways, Thanks for joining. I appreciate all of you. And bye bye.